Okay. Today for shooting resources, we're going to be looking at the Energizer hard case helmet, tactical helmet light. Energizer is not something you typically associate with tactical lights, especially for the military or SWAT teams or anything like that. But I think they really did a good job on this helmet light in particular. This helmet light is very small. As you can see, it comes with two mounts. It weighs next to nothing. The light's actually as big as one of the mounts itself. This light has some interesting features in it though. It's got a blue light. The blue light has 3 different settings, as you can see. The blue light is really good for light discipline type operations. It's really good for medical operations. You can see blood and other things really well with it. It's really the best color for that type of application. So for your medics that have this in a pack or have this mounted to a helmet, this is really good. It does have a bright white light as well, and the white light also has 3 different settings. The white light though is not your typical LED light. If you look through the lens, it looks just a tad bit different than what you consider to be your normal LEDs that you might see. The beam also, when you shine it against a wall, is more like a diamond shape instead of a round adjustable type beam. So it's kind of interesting in that respect. Also, it has another beam which you can't see right now, but I'll show you in just a second. It's got the infrared on it, and the infrared beam is pretty bright. It also has an IFF feature, which when you turn it on, it flashes right there, and I'll put a little screen up there that'll show that feature. It also has a lockout feature too, so if I have the white light on and I turn on the infrared, or I have it on and I turn on the blue light, it locks one out so the other can't operate. The white light is 35 lumens on full blast, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but for something this size is pretty impressive. It's made out of a tough plastic case. It's waterproof to about 15 feet. You can see it's gasketed right there. It also comes with the lithium Energizer batteries, which is recommended for it to run off of, but it'll also run off of standard AA batteries as well. This kind of gives it more versatility in the field. They're readily available, easy to find most times. It's all around tough light. It's really lightweight. When you first take it out of the box, you think, wow, I'm gonna break this thing. There's no way it's as tough as it seems. But it actually is. We pretty much tortured this thing. It's been in the water, it's been in the mud, it's been stepped on, it's been left outside, and it's held up to everything that we've put it through, which is very rare for stuff that we test, because we try to test it under real world conditions, but the toughest ones that we can actually do. It does come with 2 different mounts. The first mount is a MOLLE attachment mount. You can see it's all plastic. It'll fit just about to any MOLLE clip on a vest or anything like that. It will also fit on a Picatinny rail system, not the mount but the light itself. So that gives it some interest and versatility. The mount, it just kind of goes, and see if I can get a better angle here, and the light just slides right in, kind of clips, and then you have a mount that you can mount to anything. It also makes a pretty interesting little stand, because you can adjust it up, you can adjust it down. If you need some hands-free light, it's a pretty good way to do it. I like everything about this mount except for the fact that the lock-in mechanism right there is plastic. Really, I would think that that needs to be metal, because what has a tendency to happen is if you hit this hard enough, the light just pops out. It doesn't lock in there very secure. So I think this mount right here needs a little more thinking in it, but it's still a good mount. The other mount is the actual helmet mount itself. It's a little bit heavier. It has more metal in it. It's got the metal clip, which is really good. And of course the light just kind of slides in like so, and the mount screws in to the helmet. Now, one interesting thing about this mount, is that it can be adjusted in 18-degree increments. So you put it on and you can adjust it all the way around. And it's pretty secure in place when you do that too. There's not much that's going to knock this out of the mount that we found. And you're more likely to break the helmet or the flashlight before you actually knock the mount off of the helmet. Now, one thing I will say about this mount though is because of the shape of this mount, it will mount to tactical helmets, it will mount to different types of helmets that are used in the special ops community, but one thing that this mount will not mount to are your flight helmets, which is, cutting out a lot of the market. I could not figure out a way to make this mount to any kind of flight helmet, the SPH-4s, 5s, the Glaze helmets. Couldn't get it to mount to any of them. So that is one thing that's kind of limiting about this mount. So what people are having a tendency to do is using this mount, sliding it in their pocket, and then using that light on that. Overall, this was a very good light. It held up, like I said, to everything that we put it through. Couple things about the light that I think are kind of least to be desired, but definitely not a reason not to buy the light. The switch on the side for the infrared and the IFF feature, if you notice, it's very, very slim. If you're wearing tactical gloves, it's very hard to feel. So fingerless gloves, not a problem. Tactical gloves, you need to be really familiar with this light in order to operate it. So something with that switch needs to be a little bit bigger so you can feel it better when you're wearing gloves. The MSRP on this light is actually listed for $135. It doesn't seem like a lot for $135, but it really is. I mean, when you consider that you get two mounts, the light, plus your first set of batteries, and how tough the light is and what it'll stand up to, it's actually a really good deal. Now, I have been able to go on the internet and find this light anywhere between about $90 and about $120. I haven't seen it for much over $120 anywhere that I've been able to find it. Like I said, cheapest being $93. Now, would I make this my primary tactical light? Absolutely not. It's not bright enough, and it's definitely not. I have yet to see that it's tough enough. Being the fact that it is made out of plastic, there is something out there that will destroy it at some point. If I have a primary tactical light and I need a secondary, or I need a helmet light, there again, if you're a medical personnel and I need some kind of different colored LED or something like that, or I need an extra light that if the primary goes bad, I can slide this on a weapon, and I had the extra money laying around, would I get it? Absolutely. This is a very, very good light. Like I said, it's got different features on it. You can read the article and get a little bit more in-depth information on the light. It's an all-around good light. It's very tough. For Energizer especially, it's absolutely great.